Recording. Okay guys, this is my reaction to some of you guys in the comments. I'm going to explain to you some things that you guys don't even know. Some of you guys might unsubscribe because of what I'm about to say on this, but some of you guys might hear what I'm saying at the same time. Okay? I'm gonna be as respectful as possible while I'm doing this. Alright, yes, it is true that I'm a YouTube gamer, but it is also true that I am also a minister of Jesus Christ. Now that's a big, massive story behind that, okay? So, I'm gonna tell you the story as quick as possible, because it is something that I cannot play games with, alright? One of you guys said I have to be careful when speaking on behalf of the Holy Spirit. What you said is true, yes. But let me take you back to when I was 25 years old. When I was 25 years old, there was a prophecy spoken about me, okay? And I never understood it completely. But what this prophecy was is that I would be a forerunner of the Christ in the last days. Okay? I never understood the full information of this prophecy until two things happened. One, I went to Bible school. Okay? Thus, I know some of the Hebrew and I know some of the Greek. I have not used it in a while. Okay? But I do know what I'm talking about. Now, that being said, this man I had a conference call with never saw me in my entire life. Okay? And he knew that I was in a wheelchair. And I never told him anything. Okay? He said, I know you can't walk, but you're in a wheelchair. But I'm saying to you, one day before you die, you're going to get up and walk, okay? But the one thing he also said was, you're going to be a forerunner of the Christ before he comes back. And he said, you also have a voice in your head that speaks with you when you pray, okay? If I ask God a question and I sit in silence, and sometimes I get a reply based on what I'm talking about, okay? Whether you guys disagree with that or not, okay, that's up to you. I'm being very graceful with that. But what I can tell you is that several months ago, I was not living the life that a Christian should live, okay? And God said to me that if I were to acknowledge him on my channel, because I've been through a lot of heck because of this prophecy. Things happen to me. I've seen things that most y'all wouldn't believe, okay? I've went through pain that was unnecessary. I've sacrificed a lot on the altar of Jesus Christ. I have lost a lot. I have been through a lot. And I'm not saying this to be mean, guys, but I have suffered for the kingdom on levels that most y'all never have, okay? In a sense, I've lost my family, I've lost friends, I've lost a whole bunch. I've lost my job, okay? For the good news of Jesus Christ. Do you guys understand that? Like, I am not someone that just spouts things off. Alright? And I never understood the meaning of that prophecy until I went to school. Okay? But when you take the word prophet and you put it into the Greek, it's the same word for forerunner. And vice versa. It's interchangeable. It's the exact same word. Now, several years before, after this guy prophesied this, I began to know things that I didn't know before. I began to pray about a specific person And I could tell them things about their own lives that they never told me. And in regards to Trump, people call me a false prophet because when Biden got thrown in there because of all the voter fraud, okay, they all called me a false prophet. But I had several other prophetic voices backing up what I was saying, and I was backing what they were saying, okay? So I knew that this day would come before it even happened. And so I made that short, saying this is God's choice, when he only had 100 points on the election. Okay, it wasn't even close to being over yet. So unless I got some kind of revelation from God years before, how would I know that? I wouldn't, okay? So I'm going by the signs that God has given me and the signs that I've seen in my entire life, that God is behind me prophetically. So when you say God didn't tell me that, that was just an idea that popped in my head and I started preaching God. No, that was not an idea that just popped in my head, because I remember the exact conversation that I had with God. I said, God, I don't want to do this, not because I don't love you, not because I used to be angry with you, but because I don't want to do it because I don't want to send mixed messages, okay? I'm a gamer, that's what the channel's about. But at the same time, I love God, I love Christ, and I've lost a lot of stuff for the gospel of Jesus Christ. But I also have gained a lot. And that's you guys. I gained 900 some subscribers because I acknowledge God in all that I do. Does not the scriptures say, acknowledge me in all your ways and I will make your path straight? That means whatever you do, acknowledge him, okay? That's what that clearly means. Now, in terms of the word that was given to me in regards to my YouTube channel, at the time that was given to me, guys, I was backslidden. Okay, I did not give a rat's rear about God at the time, because I went through all this suffering and I felt like it was all for nothing. I felt like I went to school to preach his word so that I can help his people, all for nothing, because I don't even have my degree yet, because God gave me revelations about certain situations that people are calling me false prophet this, false prophet that. And then you fast forward and Donald Trump is in office right now. And I hope one day he exposes all the voter fraud that was in there, okay? I hope one day he does. Because that's going to vindicate us people that have been saying for years, Donald Trump has 2 terms, okay? The reality is, Biden didn't win that. But they don't want you to know that, because they want the media to control your lives. They don't want God to control your life. They don't want you to have the good news of Jesus Christ. They want you to believe a lie, okay? And so I went through a lot of stuff to stand for Christ. And it was so much that I actually cracked under the pressure. And I just didn't care anymore. I said, where are you, God? I always stood here for you in the gap. And what are you doing for me? I lost everything for you. Like, I got angry, guys. And rightfully so, from a human perspective. I got angry, guys, because I'd given up everything for God. God's even the reason I even became a YouTuber, because there's nothing else I can do, okay? The devil has really backed me up in the corner, and YouTube is basically my last resort. So I started turning a hobby into my job, and that's playing games. But then you fast forward and God says, Lee, acknowledge me, claim me on your channel, and watch what I do. That was the exact words that he gave me. I said, God, I don't want to do this. And again, I said, I don't want to send mixed messages. I am not angry no more, but I don't want to send mixed messages. And the reply I got, I'll say it again, guys. The reply I got was, you acknowledge me and watch what I do. Guys, for months, I was stuck at 500, in between 500 and 600, just from gaming. I started proclaiming my faith on the channel and letting you guys know that I care for you. Because you might not believe me, but believe me when I say all 900 some of you guys, I care about you. That is why I come up on the shorts and I verbally bless you guys. Because I care about you guys. And I know that if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. So again, guys, you can have your own opinion about me all the live long day. It doesn't matter. What matters to me is at least I have the guts to acknowledge that, yes, God is the reason I'm here. Whether you believe me, whether God told me that or not, that's up to you. But at least I have the guts to say where my blessings come from. Yes, and my blessings come from Jesus Christ. That's why I'm in the position I am now. Because I know what He told me. I know what He told me that day. And I'm seeing it happen right before me. Simply because I'm reaching out and blessing people at the same time as doing my hobby. Well, let's not get it confused. The channel was created to play games. But at the same time, I'm trying to let people know that somebody they don't even know loves them because of His faith in Jesus Christ. As a minister of Jesus Christ, I am also obligated to love those who don't love me. To spit on those who spit on me? No. To return that spit with love. So you Christians that are spitting on me, go ahead. I don't care. Because I'm going to love you anyways. Because that's what I choose to do. See, what people don't realize is that love is not a feeling. Not all the time. Sometimes it's a choice. And you have to choose, will I love this person or will I not? And I have a question for you. What would Jesus do? Guys, honestly, if I was a false prophet, if that's what you guys want to call me, why would I be preaching this to you right now? Before you judge somebody based on what they tell you, take a look inside their life and what they've experienced. And that's why I'm telling you my experience. Because you guys don't know what happened to me in my life. I'll tell you a couple of stories and then I'll go. One day, I told a woman all the way from Arizona, and I'm all the way up here in Pennsylvania, but I was next to her in an airplane. Maybe she'll remember this. Maybe she'll see it. I don't know. But I told a woman in Arizona, when I was next to her in an airplane, that she had multiple marriages. And the one that she just left, before having the one she has now, she drove away crying. And she said to my mom, after my mom gave me the evil eye like moms do, okay, she said, no, leave your son alone because he's 100% correct. And I could go on for days. I could go on for days and tell you guys this story, these stories. But you know what? If you want to hear those stories, I've also put my testimony up on the same channel. So if you want to hear these stories, go watch the testimony. Go read my post that I put up there. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I know the authority that was given to me. I know what was prophesied about me. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to love you guys. That's what I'm here for. But God forbid I do not acknowledge Him in what I see him doing. Because you can bet your butt I'm going to give him glory for what clearly he is doing. Because you do not grow that fast in a matter of mere weeks, in a matter of mere months, okay? Just on the fact that you are mediocre at games. I'm not going to lie. For using one hand, I'm pretty good. But it also has its limitations. So I know I'm not growing this fast on my own. And I will give glory to God. And I will acknowledge what he told me. And give him glory for fulfilling that. Okay? I love God, but I also love video games. Alright? That is why I'm doing this. Because I love him more than games. And I want you guys to have salvation in Jesus Christ. I want to bring you to heaven. Just as I am written in the book of life, I want to see your name written in the book of life. This channel is not made for preaching. I'm only doing what God told me to do. And he is blessing me for it. Simple as that. What your opinion is, it doesn't matter, my friends. But what I can tell you is, based on my experience in my 31 years of being alive, this is God. There is no other way of explaining it. Because again, how do you grow so fast when you're not even that great in playing video games? And I'm only saying this because, yes, I know I'm not having limitations because I use this one single hand. So how am I almost competing with people that have 30, 40,000 subscribers, and I'm almost up to my first 1,000 subscribers? How can you guys say that idea came from myself when the evidence speaks for itself? How can someone like me that plays games with a single hand even come close to competing with these big boys? Because, it's the default saying, once you hit your first 1,000, everything's going to blow up. So let me ask you this question. If that's true, what's really blowing my channel up? It's because I love you guys as Jesus Christ loves you guys. And I'm not going to sit here and say that is not what's going on. Because what is going on my channel, God deserves all the glory. I don't deserve nothing. But I also remember those who humble themselves will be exalted. Those who obey him will be rewarded. And that is what I'm seeing there. Whether you guys disagree or not, that's up to you. But I know what he has shown me. I know what was prophesied about me. And I believe, because I can't get my license because everybody calls me a false prophet, I believe this is God's method of vindication for me. Because he fulfilled his word about Donald Trump that many of us have been saying. Okay? And then, what does he do for me? He gets me almost to 1,000 people in some mere months. And I'm a limited person when it comes to games. Because again, I only see you use the one hand you see on the screen. So, I'm not going to take the glory for nothing. I'm going to give God the glory for what he is clearly doing. That's what I'm going to do. And the last thing I'll say to you guys is, regardless of what side of the fence you sit on, I want you to be blessed. I want you to be loved. And that's what I'm trying to do for you guys. I love to play games, but I also love you guys too. And I want you guys to feel that love. I told a couple of friends of mine that I don't want to get the mentality that you guys are just a paycheck to me. Because at this point, it's only a matter of time before YouTube pays me to do this. Okay? But all too often, these guys that compete with me, they get the mentality of, oh, it's just a paycheck. But the reality is, Who put you there? Who gave you that platform? It says that every good and perfect gift comes from God, or the Father above, to be exact. So the reality is, these big guys that you see on YouTube, who put them there? Who gave that to them? God did. But the question is, are you going to acknowledge it? I'm choosing to acknowledge it, and I'm choosing to love on you guys because He has loved on me. It's more blessed to be the one that gives a blessing than it is to receive. Even the Bible is very clear about that. I love you guys, I truly do. And that's why I made this video. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think of my story. I didn't even tell you guys the whole thing, because my whole testimony is on YouTube. And let's make it clear, I'm here to play games. I'm here to entertain people. But I also love you guys, and I love Jesus Christ. And I will not deny it because of that. I love you guys. Stay blessed. God blessed. And I'm going to put some new gaming content out very, very soon. And in response to you guys in the comments wanting me to play first-person shooters, I do have a plan to do that in November. But again, because I'm doing this off of welfare right now, I have to wait until I can get games for cheap and stuff like that, because I got bills to pay. That is kind of why I became a YouTuber, because of the situation that my faith put me in. I cannot work, okay? I made that very clear. I've lost my job for the gospel of Jesus Christ, because the gospel of Jesus Christ is more important to me than a job. And so what does God do for me? He makes this my job. And I'm going to acknowledge Him, even though the channel is not about Him. But in all reality, everything is about Him. The question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Will you acknowledge God just as I have? Or will you walk away and say, I can do this life by myself? God never did nothing for me because I made myself. I made myself famous, or I made myself at the top. I had this and that and the other thing. But the reality is, sorry to burst your bubble, and I don't mean to be hard, but you didn't do nothing. God gave it to you. God bless, guys. I love y'all. Let's see you guys later.